Happy Wednesday. I have been trying to do this video and make it so I don't sound like a complete and total idiot, because I don't do well with talking and speaking, and I end up losing the words and the things to say. But I'm gonna just try and make this short and sweet. But basically, I had her doctor's appointment last month. We actually go tomorrow for her 1-month follow-up. And at her doctor's appointment a month ago, we started her on medication, just simply because we are having issues with focus. We're having issues with behavioral, just a lot of crap going on in school, and I'm trying to find every which way possible so it's easy for not just the teachers and the rest of the kids in her class, but for herself. I just wish I knew what was going on in her little head and could help her and fix it and make it all better, but I can't. So we follow up with that tomorrow, and I'll touch on that a little bit in this video. We had our first time evaluation for us in our diagnosis with autism, and as nervous as I was about going to that appointment, it went incredibly well. They definitely confirmed the diagnosis of autism and gave us information about getting set up for, assistance and help and what we need to, do, outside services outside of school and all that jazz. And then her parent-teacher conference that I had with her teacher and her special ed teacher, and how well that went, as also, and the improvements that the teachers had seen in her since starting the medicine and everything going on with that. So my daughter is Brooklyn. She is 6 years old and has autism. We are right now dealing with her having issues with potty training. We try all the time to try and get her to go. Sometimes we have success, other times we don't. I've tried every tip, trick, stuff that I've read, people telling me things, and they just don't work. The other thing that my daughter does is she scripts. She will script a TV show, she will script from a movie, and she will do it word for word. She'll even do facial expressions, she'll do body movements that they do in the movie. She will reenact the entire thing. She will do this 24/7, to the point where she's doing it in class, and it can be a disruptive thing, especially when the teacher has other kids that she's trying to teach and settle down, and then you have Brooklyn, who is continuously scripting and reenacting a TV show or a movie. She's trying one of the things that the teacher says she does is she will listen when we ask her a question. She will answer the question, but then she'll proceed and go back to where she left off when she was scripting. So I kind of, I try to help her here. It's not an easy thing to fix. The specialist that we saw at the special needs department at the hospital that we went to, she said, unfortunately, with her, scripting, it's not going to be an easy fix, and it's not going to be something that's just going to stop overnight, and this may be something that she could have and do for the rest of her life. So you really have to learn how to, get her staying focused, but at the same time, understand where she's at in her little mind. We try, so we're hoping that it will subside. The teachers have seen a difference since her starting the medication and being on that and working with, staying focused. They're noticing such a change in her, which I'm so thankful for. Brooklyn has such an imagination. It is insane. I always thought my oldest daughter was so animated and had such an imagination, but nothing tops Brooklyn's. I had read, I Googled, actors, people in Hollywood that have, autism or on the spectrum or whatever. And there's so many. And, I always sit there and I think to myself, I wonder if their talent is, their autism, and what's getting them to be where they're at and where they're at today, and making the talent that they have and are. And it's crazy. And I really hope that, this doesn't change Brooklyn, and she continues with this, where to the point where we could maybe put her in, theater, or, have her sing or do something in that category that would be joyful to her. One of the things that when they're in school, they do that, I am, she, and what I want to be when I grow up. What I want to be when I grow up is she wants to be a Disney princess. And every time I see it, it brings tears to my eyes, because it's the cutest. And I live in Philadelphia. We go to Ocean City, New Jersey a lot, down the shore, and every Thursday they have family night. And last year on the boardwalk, one of the things that they had on the family night on the boardwalk was Disney princesses walking around the boardwalk. And Brooklyn was in her zone. And she, she learned how to bow like them. And she did hand movements. And, she picked out, each one that was there. There was Cinderella, there was Ariel, there was Belle, and Rapunzel. And she was just in her glory. And she, she was asking them questions, and they just kind of were like, oh my God, she is the cutest. And my older daughter goes, yeah, she wants to be just like you guys when she grows up. And it just made me happy. And I was so happy that she got to, do this and see that, hopefully in the future, one day we'll take a trip to Disney. Just right now, I think she is just not mentally prepared for that trip. That trip is a big trip. That trip is extremely expensive, and I don't want to spend the money on a trip for something that could freak her out later or make her feel overwhelmed. I've seen a lot of TikToks with people speaking on their experiences and dealing with, themselves who may, adults that may have autism, or children that have autism, and what they're going through, and how it can be a little overwhelming and overstimulating to them. And I want to know where my daughter's comfortable zone is, and what we have to do to get her in that spot where she won't feel that overwhelming, sensation, and she can enjoy the trip. Conference. I was so scared going into that, because I knew that this was not going to be an easy visit. I knew there was going to be a lot of problems. I just had a feeling, but I ended up leaving that, that conference smiling, because I was extremely happy that both her teachers had nothing but amazing things to say, and the great improvements that she had been doing since starting the medications that we put her on from the doctor. And she's only on one medication, not two. I totally worded that wrong. She just, they said there's still some weaknesses that she has, something that, we just have to work on. When we did do the evaluation, the one thing that the behavioral specialist had said, that we need to get her outside services, so like speech, occupational therapy, and possibly SI if they think SI is necessary. I was always told SI and occupational therapy kind of go hand in hand, so there's just maybe a little bit more occupational therapy can help her with, versus what SI may not be able to. So I would even be satisfied if she just did occupational therapy and speech. They did say that speech is a big yes, she definitely needs it. So I'm hoping that we can, get that taken care of soon. I did call one place, there's a waiting list, so I asked to be put on it. Hopefully I'll get a call, who knows. One of the things that they had told me when we did our evaluation was getting medical assistance, and trying to have that as her secondary. My husband carries us under his insurance plan, so I don't see it being a problem, but I do want him to call his insurance just to try and see if, you know, it would be an issue when we do apply for, you know, the, you know, medical assistance insurance, the Medicaid or whatever you want to call it. Hopefully they'll, you know, it'll be okay. I'm hoping, you know, to get some information from her doctor tomorrow about, you know, what plans they have that cover under, you know, their office, just so that we can get this kind of taken care of and get the ball going on this, because I want to be able to get my daughter squared away, and I want to be able to get her on point with everything so we don't fall behind. It's exhausting. There's a lot. It's overwhelming. I'm stressing out about it every day. I just, you know, hoping that, you know, I can get a platform going for this and hopefully get help. But I am going to end this video. I definitely want to do an update video tomorrow after we see the doctor and kind of, you know, get an idea of where we're going to go and what we're going to do, and hoping maybe she can even give me names of places, numbers, and facilities of that nature. But I'm really hoping if anybody is in the Philadelphia area or Northeast Philly area that has, you know, dealt with ABA or occupational therapy or speech therapy, if you can give me the names or, you know, facilities or what, you know, where you took your child, just anything that can help me out, I would really appreciate it. I know it sounds like I'm being desperate, but I honestly don't know where to go with this. It's just so hard when things are so limited and people are, you know, not accepting new patients, or, you know, I don't have Medicaid, so what am I going to do? And some of these places will only take Medicaid and they'll put the private insurance aside. And I don't know. Now my ADD is going all over the place and has this video all kinds of crazy, but I hope everybody has a good night and a happy, healthy, safe week, spring, summer. And I will update everybody tomorrow. I'll do maybe a video over the weekend to, you know, post about this update, but I'll do my best. I'm new at this too, so I don't know a whole lot. I don't know how to do a whole lot. So, I'm working my best to do this too. Thanks. So this is the photo I was talking about of us meeting the Disney princesses on the boardwalk in Ocean City, and I'm gonna post the video now.
Yes, I love your outfits.
Hey girl.
Oh my goodness, you're just gorgeous. It's pretty cool. What's your name? Eva. Princess Eva. It's very nice to meet you. Nice to meet you again for a picture. For a picture? You post a bashful picture. It is my magic challenge. Magic.
Brooklyn, you get your picture? Cheese.